Lego. It's so much more than just a toy. It's a global phenomenon. But what if I told you that just a couple of decades ago, this absolute icon of creativity was right on the brink of total collapse? In this explainer, we're going to dig into how Lego faced down a monumental crisis and pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in corporate history.
Okay, picture this. It's 2004, and those are the chilling words from Lego's brand new CEO. This wasn't just, a bad quarter. This was an existential threat. The platform he was talking about, it wasn't just on fire, it was about to completely crumble into the sea.
And just to give you a sense of how bad things were, by 2003, the company was buried under a staggering $800 million of debt. A company that's all about solid, interlocking bricks was suddenly on incredibly shaky ground.
So let's start right there, at rock bottom. This is the moment when the world's most beloved toy company was literally staring into the abyss.
It's the big question, isn't it? How does a brand that is just synonymous with imagination and play find itself facing bankruptcy? To really understand the comeback, we have to first understand the collapse. The roots of this whole mess really started back in the 1990s. The world was changing, Lego started to panic, and in that panic, it forgot the very thing that made it so great. It basically forgot how to play.
To really get what went wrong, we need a quick look at everything that went right. The company's history was built on these simple, powerful ideas. It all started with wooden toys way back in 1932. The name itself, Lego, literally means play well. By 1958, they'd patented that magic formula, the interlocking brick system that guarantees every single brick made since then fits together. And then in '78, the minifigure shows up, and suddenly there are whole new worlds of storytelling. So with a foundation that strong, what on earth happened?
Well, here's where you see the split. On one side, you've got that core vision, simple bricks, endless creativity. On the other side, you've got the 90s panic. Lego was terrified of video games, so they just started diversifying like crazy. I'm talking everything from action figures to fashion lines. They added complicated electronics and just completely diluted the simple magic of the brick.
And that's the bottom line. In this desperate attempt to be everything to everyone, Lego ended up becoming nothing special at all. This chaotic, unfocused strategy wasn't just confusing for customers, it was financially devastating, and it led directly to that burning platform.
So how in the world did they fix it? Well, enter CEO Jürgen Vig Nunstorp. He showed up not with some flashy new gimmick, but with a pretty radical plan. Go back to the absolute basics and rebuild the company literally from its foundation up.
His strategy was, deceptively simple, but it was absolutely brilliant. First up, simplify. He cut the number of unique Lego parts in half. Second, refocus. He sold off the Legoland parks to concentrate only on the brick. Third, and this is so important, he started to listen, especially to the company's most passionate fans. And finally, every single new innovation had to revolve around that core brick experience.
And this just perfectly illustrates that listen strategy. Instead of paying a bunch of consultants, Lego turned to its own community. Lego Ideas basically harnessed the wisdom of the crowd, letting adult fans design and vote on new sets. And guess what? So many of them, like the Ghostbusters Ecto-1, became huge hits, all fueled by nostalgia and just genuine passion.
The financial recovery was just undeniable. But was this whole story just about smart cost-cutting and some good market research? Or did Lego somehow tap into something much, much more fundamental about why we play in the first place?
Let's explore that idea, because it turns out that simple little Lego brick aligns perfectly with the science of how we learn and grow and develop. The comeback wasn't just a business pivot, it was a return to this powerful philosophy of learning.
So research from the Lego Foundation itself points to these 5 pillars of playful learning. For learning to really stick, it needs to be joyful, meaningful, actively engaging, iterative, which means you try, you fail, you try again, and socially interactive. Now think about building with Lego bricks for a second. It checks every single one of those boxes.
I love this way of thinking about it. Learning is like an iceberg. The surface learning is the part you see above the water, memorizing facts. But the deep learning, that massive part underneath, is all about understanding concepts. Playing with bricks isn't just about learning what a shape is called, it's about intuitively discovering why a triangle is so strong or why a foundation needs to be wide. It's that hands-on, conceptual learning. So by rediscovering its core purpose, which was so deeply rooted in the science of play, LEGO didn't just survive. No, it set the stage for an absolutely awesome future.
The numbers here really speak for themselves. From being on the verge of bankruptcy in 2003, profits soared to over $300 million by 2009, and by 2021, they hit a stunning $1.9 billion. The turnaround wasn't just a success, it was spectacular.
And to put that success into perspective, right now, as you're watching this, around the world, about 7 LEGO sets are sold every single second.
And once its core business was rock solid again, LEGO could start expanding. But this time, they did it intelligently. They started collaborating with huge franchises, not as some desperate diversion, but as a way to invite new generations into the world of the brick, blending these iconic stories with their timeless system of play.
And the result of all that? Well, in 2024, LEGO was named the most valuable toy brand on the entire planet, with a brand value of nearly $8 billion, from a burning platform all the way to the top of the world.
Which really leaves us with this one final fascinating question. In our age of AI, VR, and just endless digital distractions, how does a simple plastic brick, patented back in 1958, continue to not just survive, but absolutely dominate? Well, the answer seems pretty clear. LEGO isn't just selling plastic. It's selling a powerful, timeless, and totally essential tool for human creativity.